Welcome to Las Flamingos. I'm not Artur Loginov, and this is not really Villa Enzo, but it's just as special. This right here is 1,500 square meters of magnificent architecture and design. And today, we're gonna take a look inside this house from the perspective it was supposed to be lived in. So this house isn't for everyone. It's for someone truly special. As this house it's one of the most exceptional ones you can find in south of Spain. Some might find it cold, some might find it too small, someone even too unique, but from the moment you actually enter the home, you can feel this profound connection you have with the environment and with the nature. My name is Gaspar Plahutnik and I'm a property consultant at Marbella Real Estate. While agents often present every house as the perfect one, there's normally only a select few clients that actually find this or any other property suitable. The architect described this property with one word, and that word is visionary. He believes the ideal owner appreciates contemporary architecture, noble materials, and subtle design. He enjoys a seamless integration with nature, panoramic views, and appreciates a home that is both comfortable and sophisticated. With a strong appreciation for art and culture, he seeks understated luxury that enhances his Mediterranean life. You know, we talk about Marbella being the hottest market in Europe or one of the hottest markets, but the truth is that the quality is compromised a lot or even 90% of the times when we see the new build. So it's really hard to find architects, developers, or even builders in the end of the day that really put an emphasis of what the house provides in terms of the living quality. And that's why I really think that the Normark architects, they really did something special with this project. You know, I'm a strong believer that what it truly sells in the end is the feelings, is the emotions. So I think that this house was designed in a way that the house itself really speaks to the client, as opposed to convincing the client this is the best kitchen and this is the best material and this and that, because it's so subjective. But at the same time, the house gives you, so much, it really navigates you in the right direction. And I actually had the privilege of getting to know the house a little bit better, even walk around barefoot, even though it sounds a little bit weird, but it really gives you the feeling how it is to reside in this house. What truly influenced the design process of the house is the environment, is the geometry of the plot, is the natural vegetation around the plot, and also the sea views of the Mediterranean Sea, as well as the warm climate. These elements inspired the creation of a viewpoint house with a staggering configuration adapted to the unevenness of the terrain, with generated spaces at different levels and the harmonious integration with the surrounding landscape. For me, the fascinating thing about this house is the indoor-outdoor living it creates, even though through this floor-to-ceiling windows. From the garage, you can actually see the kitchen, dining, living, and even the garden area, which is connected by this internal courtyard filled with natural vegetation, which actually brings the nature to the heart of the home. Moving to the kitchen area, we can again observe these small elements and details of the house, like this light that actually starts into the kitchen and guides you all the way to the dining area. And it somehow tells you how it was meant to enjoy and actually move around the space. What was really important to the architect was to create this calm environment inside the house with combining natural and durable materials, like this exposed concrete on the ceiling, steel and walnut wood. The staggered distribution of the spaces allow a fluid integration with the environment. Neutral colors and minimalist finishes providing a calming ambience, while high-end furnishings and lighting add touches of luxury and comfort, creating a welcoming and contemporary atmosphere. You know, we started doing these property tours to enable people to have the initial viewing over the screen and then having the first viewing in person as their second one. So they don't actually come to the property, you know, to learn about the specs and just the general information, but they come there to actually feel the house, to get to experience the house. But eventually that's, you know, it grew into something I think Arthur didn't even imagine, and he became some sort of icon, and you know, he built this benchmark in Marbella and started competing on global level, especially. So I think that, you know, today being here, you really feel privileged, but at the same time you feel the pressure because you want to fill his shoes. You know, but at the end of the day, you know, you have to think about how are you going to be unique in your own way, and really not try to fill the shoes. And I think that this house, in a way, it's quite similar because it's so special. It tries to compete with other houses, but, you know, to an extent, it's pretty much its own house. The hallway and the staircase actually lead you across all 4 levels of the house, creating an effect called compression, which is not only to save space, but it also creates a transition into larger, more open areas, like the stairs and garden area, that it's not only spacious, but contains small elements that provide sense to it. We have a steel fence here instead of the glass one to ensure the ventilation of air, which is also the extension of stairs. Now for me, what's really fascinating is this steel paneling, which was hand welded, and even though it's made out of steel, it gives you this warm and amusing feeling. The metal pillars and railings were protected with an anti-corrosive zinc plating and covered with a special finish to ensure durability and visual cohesion with the rest of the structure. We basically have 4 material elements: concrete, steel, stone, and wood, which are carefully distributed to meet specific functional, structural, and aesthetic requirements. Because of its strengths, durabilities, reinforced concrete is used for load-bearing structure, including walls, slabs, and some parts of the roof. Steel stairs were chosen instead of wood or concrete because steel allows for a lighter and more elegant structure, as well as facilitating the construction of the house. Integration with other metallic elements present in the design, such as railings and carpentry, providing a sense of continuity and modernity. We need more houses like this, more projects like this, because it really reminds you as an agent that you have to try and live inside the house, right? Because otherwise you don't know what you're selling. If you're trying to sell this as a 5-bedroom villa with a pool in Los Flamingos, you're never gonna sell. And as our founder Sergey says all the time, you have to live the house, you have to experience it, you have to sit down on the couch, you have to have a coffee, go to the toilet, walk around barefoot. You know, so you get the feeling of how it is to actually live inside this house. Amongst the special elements of the house is this central courtyard, which provides a lot of natural light and ventilation. The approach with the vegetation was to integrate the house with its natural surroundings and create an atmosphere of tranquility and well-being. Native trees and plants were chosen that not only adapt well to warm climate of the region, but also provide shade, privacy, and a touch of nature in and around the house. And it's also an element of connection, which leads you to a very special place of the house, which is a dedicated retreat and wellness area, and also the Spend gym equipment, which everyone who knows Spend, you know how amazing it is to have this wooden or even leather finishes on the dumbbells. And you can also open the windows to have this feeling of working out in nature in the middle of the forest. Another little detail. We mentioned that there was no compromises made in terms of the quality, and same goes with the shower. So instead of ceramics, they used stone. This is also for durability as well as aesthetics, which is really cool. But you know what else is really cool? Getting some advice from Arthur himself.
Hey,
How are you doing,
Gaspar.
sir? Good to see you. Thanks for stopping by.
Nice to see you. My pleasure.
I believe you know the house a little bit, right?
Yes.
You saw it when he was in the baby diapers, I believe, right?
Yes, in construction.
So, well, let's have a look at how it looks like today,
Very
right?
excited. The house has a lot of features. I can see them, I can already imagine what's downstairs.
Yeah.
And this courtyard is also one of them. But you know, seeing it now brings me to a funny conclusion again. I've seen this space. I've been here with the architect, with the renders, with everything showing me how it will be. And I mean, I suppose I can imagine it, right?
Yeah.
Rightly, correctly. But still, when I see it now, it impresses me more than I thought it would. And then you think of all these clients that we're trying to sell with the renders or properties that are not furnished yet and trying to make them imagine, and they say, yes, I imagine, and the developer expects them to, no. Do it like this, and then you can sell and achieve much more as well. We don't do the job as good as we should.
Yeah.
Also, when you present a property, I mean, for us, it's like our day-to-day, 3 million, 5 million, 7, but it's 3 million, wait, stop, it's 3 million, it's 5, it's 10.
Yeah.
Each property deserves like an impressive presentation, because our job is not just to read the specs. Our job is to be able to understand the value of every corner and then be able to also transmit to client and educate them. Like, for example, this pool, for me, I love it but you need to live in a house to understand this. I haven't, but I've spoken to enough people.
Yeah.
And once I came to a property that had this, and I said, why you have a shade in your pool that I've seen 100 houses that don't? He says, well, because in August, 15th of August, I'm with my kids in the pool and it's too hot. I'm getting burnt. My kids, they spend in the pool, little kids, 2 hours in August. But they get burnt.
Wow.
And the water is even too hot in August. It's only 12 days, maybe, in the whole year. But that's when I'm most here, enjoying it.
Exactly. But you tell a story, right? So it's not just about the specs, it's not about, you know, I said that if you want to sell this house as a 5-bedroom villa with a pool in Los Flamingos, it's not going to happen, right? It's not going to happen. But if you tell this kind of, you know, mini stories.
That's what kind of comes with experience, and that's in the end the value that you're supposed to provide to the client.
I wanted to ask you something because, you know, this was my first property tour. And it's the first time I really feel how much time it takes, you know, how much preparation, you have to learn the text.
Details.
And then even when you know the text, you come in front of the camera.
And you
Completely different thing, completely different game. I came today very much confident. In the middle, I wasn't so much.
How do you feel now?
You know, I feel tired. Tired. You know, I can see how much time, you know, and attention was taking from your day-to-day job.
Yeah, it does take a lot, and I enjoy doing them. And I think there's a lot more that we could also show, but it takes a lot of time. So I had to stop for quite a significant amount of time because there was so much going on in the office. We're growing the team, now we're almost to 40 with plans to extend further, as you well know. There's been a lot of stuff going on. So yeah, unfortunately, I wasn't able to attend it.
Well, since we had the last talks, do you think that, you know, now our YouTube is ready for what's coming?
Well, I tell you, they're going to be surprised. This stuff, to say the least. I don't know if they're ready or not. Maybe they are, but still they will be very surprised. I think we come up with something that is really worth putting our best efforts and impressing everybody the hell out.
Yeah, exactly.